And we're going to start things off by going outside, take you on a little tour here around a handful of cameras. This is actually a shot from Place One Apartments as you overlook Mid-County and the interchange there to the highways. And things are looking pretty quiet right now. We did actually see a little bit of very light snow move in around this region. Didn't have a chance to stick or accumulate necessarily, but this is one spot that will certainly be impacted by the snow tomorrow. All of us will be. It's just you see more in some places rather than others. So let's get next to our Pocono camera where folks are making the most of this. It is still snowing. If you look closely, you can see over at least the darkened trees here. Some of the flakes still flying with lots of people hitting the slopes here into the afternoon with some fresh powder. But I have to say the snowfall totals so far are not all that impressive. They'll get more impressive with time. But that first little round that came through, places like Hamburg, this is in Berks County, had a ½ an inch. And even at PHL Airport, we ended up with just a trace. But again, not much that, at least initially, that will start to total up a little bit later on tonight and into early tomorrow especially. Here's the latest a couple of hours loop. We're actually looking at back at 6 hours past on this radar. So take a look. You're going to see this edge lead in as far east as parts of Chester, Montgomery, and Bucks County, right? That's the furthest east it gets, and that was early this morning. But it was actually snowing and leaving behind a dusting in Newcastle County, Delco, parts of Philadelphia County. So it was actually falling and not showing up on the radar. It was very light precipitation. The cloud layer was very, very thin. It didn't have a lot of moisture with it. So sometimes that happens where things are falling from the sky and the radar is actually not picking up on them. But as we've been saying, this is a system that's strung way out all the way back to the Lone Star State, in fact, where there's some ice and some snow falling right now. So the winter alerts are very numerous. They extend all the way from Maine straight back into Texas, whether it's a winter storm warning or a winter weather advisory like we have. There's millions of people that are impacted by this one frontal boundary. Here's what it currently feels like. 38 degrees at the airport, feeling like 42, very close to where the actual air temperature is, right? Well, let me show you the cold that's coming in the wake of the front. Can you tell where the frontal boundary has crossed through already? It is feeling like 3 degrees currently in Nashville by comparison, and it actually feels colder in Birmingham than it does here. So that tells you something. It is a very, very stark contrast in the wake of the front. We get in on some of that cold ourselves. But let's walk you through this. So here's the actual pattern. Had a little bit of snow early on, but here comes the frontal boundary. This is late tonight and then into tomorrow morning that we see the bulk of this come through. It's not that impressive when it comes to snowfall totals in the city, but you could end up with a ½ a foot in the northwest corner of our area here. And we'll get to the snow map in a minute. The greatest impacts from this are definitely going to happen tomorrow morning, simply because the timing is not great. And even though it's not a major impact with the snowfall totals, with the timing that's coming in the morning, of course, a lot of us are trying to hit the road and just get out the door, and that is going to hinder you. But the highest amounts will go to the north and west. So here it is, our exclusive eyewitness weather snowfall map. You get a little gypped if you were hoping for a lot of snow down near the shore points. Only a coating to an inch there. A general 1 to 3 will fall along I-95 in the immediate vicinity. But here's the sweet spot, 3 to 6 inches along that northwest half. That's where you do have the winter weather advisories posted, and you've already had some accumulation from earlier on. Looking forward, though, I promised you some warming trend, didn't I? Take a look at this. By Friday, we're back to where we should be, low 40s, but in the sunshine. That sun will continue to shine actually through the weekend. If you're like me and you have yet to take down your Christmas decorations, this could actually be a really good weekend to do that. And then, of course, the huge game at the Link on Sunday looks very mild. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.